Good.
Good morning, Lena. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for taking the time to come see me this morning
Of
virtually.
course. I went to bed early.
Oh, nice. Very nice. That was a requirement, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna let me get the chat open in case we have like a bunch of guests going on.
Okay.
Um, I'm so glad to talk to you because I feel like we've got a big topic here. Being in the mortgage industry, you've been in for quite some time. How long?
Yeah. Over 25 years.
Okay, so that means you've seen quite a bit of things happen over the past several years. And I'm curious, has the last couple of years been worse, better, different than all the years before, or is this just part of the ebb and flow of it?
It's part of the ebb and flow, but it was pretty amazing. 2020, we were working very long days. And I've been through that a couple times before when rates were low and people were refinancing. In the early 2000s, rates went from, I think, 8 to 5, and we were working crazy hours then, but it was fun. So yeah, whenever you can work hard and make money, it's a good day.
I like that for sure. Do you think what's going to happen though? I know I hear outside of the mortgage industry, I hear a lot about what's going to happen. All these values, these high values, all these kind of things. What's that all about?
So what I'm thinking at this point is that in 2013 and 2014, when oil was $100 a barrel, prices did the same thing. Prices went up 20% in a year in 2013. And from 2013 to 14, they went up 20%. We had 20 bids on every house. People were freaking out. It's a bubble. These prices are going to crash. But when oil dropped from $100 a barrel, prices stayed stable. And right now, there's so much unmet demand. There's so many people out there looking for houses that even as rates go up, even as if the economy cools down, I think prices are just going to stabilize. I don't think they're going to drop. I think they're just going to stabilize.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Do you
'cause
think
there's a
that,
lot of people out there who want to buy.
well, yeah. Yeah. Um, I know a lot of disappointed buyers that have been trying to outbid and they're not winning the bid and getting pretty discouraged. What would you say to them?
It, it's just a process, and it's really hard because you walk into a house and you're like, oh my god, this is my home. I want to spend a few $100,000 on this. So you get emotionally vested, and you kind of have to because you don't want to buy a place that you're not going to be emotionally vested in. And so just stay the course. Um, at some point, you're gonna get the house you want. I mean, I'm in the business, and I think I got the third house that I put a contract out on. Um, so just have faith, stay the course, be patient. It'll be okay.
That's from a guy that's calm because he's been doing this for a really long time, right?
Five
Little,
plus years.
yeah, I think it's good to have someone that has a lot of experience at this time so that you can feel like you have uh, good help, right? And kind of can navigate that well.
Yeah, and I was talking to my friend Holly Thibodeau, Robideau, down in Sugarland,
Uh-huh.
and you have to. Like, she's a very experienced agent who knows what she's doing, and I think the agent, having a good agent who knows what they're doing, I mean that's a big deal too.
Yeah.
They know how to navigate. They know how to get you through it. They know the negotiation process. I have a friend who used to say, "Hey, I understand that your brother-in-law just got into mortgage and he just started. Let's have him practice on somebody else's transaction." And I think that's a good rule for realtors as well.
That's a good one. Yeah. Let's ruin somebody else's life. Tell me something. You have been around for a while, and you said something. I grabbed that quote the other day, and it was about how many people it takes to pull it all off. And it was an
Oh,
extraordinary number. I said, oh my gosh. And you got to talk about
yeah.
that.
So I wrote it down one day because I was frustrated with the deal that was not going as it should, and or someone was using an internet lender, and that annoyed me. And there's like 20, 25 people involved in a real estate transaction, from the people at the title company, the surveyor, the appraiser, the people at the mortgage company, the people at the insurance company, the inspector, the buyers, the sellers, their agents. There's about 25 people. And so it's these internet guys come in, these Silicon Valley guys come in, and they say, oh, we're going to take the mortgage process, we're going to take the real estate process, we're going to streamline it, we're going to make it amazing. And yeah, you tell me, or ask any teacher who's got a classroom, you tell me how easy it is to corral 25 people from 1,000 miles away whom you don't have relationships with. So yeah, going back to, you want somebody strong in that realtor chair and that mortgage chair, who know what they're doing and can help keep all those cats going herded the same direction.
Get it smooth. What's the quickest close you've ever done?
Okay. Before all the new rules came out, because now there's a lot of rules that say that basically take it down to 8 business days being the most you can do now. However, I did pre-approval for a guy early 2000s, like 2002. I did a pre-approval for a guy, and he called me at about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and he said, I'm supposed to close at the end of the day today, but my mortgage company just denied me. You had me pre-approved. Can you close me today? And we did. So 1 day closing.
Wow.
That was, yeah, that was a good day.
I bet. That's fun, but I can't believe it's already down. It's down to 8 now with all
8 business days is basically the most you can, the shortest you can do, because of the regulations out there. And realistically, there's no reason to close faster than that. That one closing 1 day, that was fun.
Yeah, that sounds
like that for a long time. Thank you for asking
that. Sure. Yeah. You told me something else. You know, I've got like all these questions, Dan. You told me something else recently too that I thought was quite impactful. And I'm gonna kind of package around that, is that you have this amazing volunteerism spirit. You do a lot for the community. I'm gonna come back to that, but this is what made me think about it, and we just talked about it, and it was how to say no to someone, or deny them or tell them it's not time to get a mortgage.
I'm looking to see if I'm blushing yet, because you're being so nice. Let's see. Yeah, so you think about it, and one of the things I've learned the last 5-10 years is just the kind of bubble that I've been in as it relates to others. And it never occurred to me that the way you say, hey, you can't get a mortgage right now, is if you say it wrong, people might not try again. So people coming from a background where their family didn't own a house, and they would be the first person, even in their extended family, to own a house. They just go into it thinking, I can't do this, I'm not going to be able to do it, but someone talked me into it. And if you say, no, you can't get a house, they may never try again. I mean, the rest of their lives. But if you can say, hey, not right now, you can't buy right now, but we're in this together. There is a path. This is just a game. And once you know the rules, you can win. And just kind of walk them through. Here's what you need to do with your credit, your savings, your finances. And yeah, but it never occurred to me that if you say no the wrong way, you could shut people down forever.
That's a huge impact. I mean, that can make that can change generations.
Yeah. People don't realize just how much money comes from home ownership. I mean, there's people, if you bought a $200,000-$300,000 house before COVID, I mean, it's up. My house in 18 months was up like 35%. And that's creating wealth for people and stability. I mean, your kids know where they live. Your kids know where they're going to be every day, and it helps in school.
Wow. Wow. I love that. That's such a different way to look at the sale, right? Um, is what it does for the people.
And
So
it's funny,
now, huh?
for years, I was like, yeah, I just provide a product. It's not a big deal. But when I started doing more volunteering and more seeing people and being involved, I thought, wow, what I do does make a difference. And it was very humbling and inspiring. So it makes you want to work more.
That's fantastic. So tell me how you are a Rotarian.
Yes.
Speaking of volunteering, I'm not really familiar with that. Can you talk about what that is and how'd you get involved in that?
A friend roped me in and said, hey, you need to come to this weekly luncheon. There's going to be a great speaker, and you need to meet these folks. And so what Rotary is an international organization, millions of people, and thousands of local clubs. So Houston, I believe, has 50 clubs, maybe 2,500, 3,000 people. And I'm in the Memorial Spring Branch Club. And so we co-sponsor a big health fair. We do a scholarship drive for kids in SBISD. A lot of local projects, but then we'll also have an eye to doing student exchanges, sponsoring student exchanges with kids in other countries. Water projects. There's a place called Guerrero Eye Clinic that Rotarians built in Guerrero, Mexico. And people literally walk 20 miles because they have cataracts, and the Guerrero Eye Clinic takes out the cataracts, and people go home not blind. And it means a lot in that culture. And there's cultures around the world where being blind can be a death sentence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Oh
cool.
my gosh. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's not religious and it's not political. So it's kind of a nice place to go and block out some of the politics that have been going on.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How do you get involved in that? Like, how do you hear about it? Just have a friend that ropes you in?
Yeah, or the Rotary International. I think it's our International as a website. Just Google it or say, hey, Lena's friend Dan is in Rotary. I can give him a call and find out how to be involved.
Oh, perfect. Okay. See, good answer. All right. Here goes your phone number. Yes. You not only do that, I know that like there's some sports stuff that you right.
Oh, my kids were very involved in sports and
Yeah.
dance, and so I coached the sports part. I did a couple things with my daughter that were not good to help her with dance. It's a horrible story. She was trying to emote one day in a dance and try to figure out how to go from being technical to being emotional. And I told her a story that made her cry, and then she danced. And I don't think we're going to put that one on the internet because it really was tough. He's like, yeah, but I just know at the end of the dance, she was crying. I'm like, her dance teacher says, how did that feel? And she's like, terrible. I just imagined my mom was dead. My mom called me and yelled at me. My wife at the time called me, and she's very competitive, and said, what did you do? I said, well, I told her, imagine your mom wasn't here anymore. And she said, well, did it work? I said, yeah. And she said, good. My mother-in-law called me, and then the artistic director at the school saw me a couple of days later and says, I heard what you did. And I said, yeah. He goes, brilliant. I'm going to use that. Depending on how competitive you are, if you want your kid to learn how to emote, give me a call.
Oh my God, oh wow.
Yeah. My daughter was hilarious. My daughter says, great. Her dance teacher said, that was amazing, Gabby. That's the best you've ever performed it. Like technically it wasn't good, but that's the best you've ever performed. And Gabby said, great. I'm gonna have to cry like a baby every time I compete. It was funny.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it still is. Oh, man.
I'll tell you the story later, and you can decide whether it's one to share or not.
Okay. Um, look, even Jason was laughing, sending us laughing emojis. Hi, good morning, Jason. Jason's joining us out of Dallas in the JFS office, one of my good friends there. Wow, I didn't know I was going to get such a good laugh this morning, but I should have expected it from you for sure.
And Jason commented, "That's a sad dance." It was a dance about 911. Like the song she was using was about 9/11.
No, I can't now.
Yeah. I'm like, as a 12-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So how's that for just taking it on a tangent?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Wow. Oh man, that's something. Wow. Okay. Oh, he says, "Hey, that is that's fantastic." Yeah. Well, when I was thinking about asking if you had a funny story, I didn't know we were going to get that far. So that is amazing. I love it. Oh gosh. So I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go back to volunteering.
My
Tell me.
non-traumatic volunteering.
Oh, look, he's gonna be in the humor. 9/11 dance. Oh, mom's dead. Oh
See, that's where I didn't want to go. That's where I didn't want to tell the whole story because there are people who are actually impacted by it. I just had this one little piece of this song where it's like, oh my God, you're having my 12-year-old dance to this.
Oh my, I can't. You gotta, I mean, that's why you have to have humor around things. Cause
Volunteering.
yeah, yeah. How about that volunteering? So you also do something really, really super cool though, and tell me about that. That's a local. It's a local charity that you're on the board with. What is
Oh,
that?
Outreach Center of West Houston.
Yeah.
It's an interesting kind of charity because you have all these groups, all these charities with programs. Like we want to help kids, we want to educate adults, we want to help people who've been in addiction in these places, and there's so few meeting places anymore. There's so few places to go. And so Outreach Center of West Houston is a building and some land. And we say, hey, come in as a charity and you can have space very inexpensively, not even enough to cover the maintenance, and some mentoring from people within the organization, even help with a little bit of fundraising now and then. And here's this space. And it's incredible because there's several hundred kids a week go through there with this program called Family Point. They've got reading programs, tutoring, athletics, after school. So that's really cool. There's 15 or 20 AA programs that meet there.
Wow.
And as far as rent goes, it's like AA is pass the hat. And so if they pass the hat that day and there's $6, well, that's what they paid for that space, $6. And the director's incredible, Jorge Quinones, and just the team over there, the board, just really giving, caring people.
That's I can't even imagine the impact because it's such a big deal getting those in-person meetings for especially recovery. I think it makes a huge difference, the sharing, the interpersonal, and finally we're back to pretty much back to, I think, all in person now. 28, that is just incredible, and what a great way for them not to be stressed or worried about where they have to meet and have a solid place. That's amazing. How does that work as far as like how do y'all raise funds?
Good question. So through grant programs, but that can be tough because most grant programs say, what are your programs? I say, well, we don't have any. So, but we help others. So grants, no money from the city, the county, or the feds. Individual donations. We do a golf tournament once a year. We just did our casino games night. So we went to the Houston Racquet Club, played. There was a poker tournament and a bunch of other games, and that was a blast. And And we do one on campus called Outreach. And see what I did there? Not outreach, but outreach. And so we look for local artists to bring in their art, and we display it on the campus one evening, and then sell it. And 60% of the money goes to the artist, and 40% goes to the outreach center. And that one is not as much of a moneymaker, but it's a chance to get people on campus, see what we do, meet people, and just get exposure in the community. But that's coming up. So if you know any artists who are looking to display their works, shoot me a note.
All right. Right. Yeah, we'll have to spread the word.
Yeah,
Hopefully some of this.
yeah, I need something cool on my walls, and I don't want that same old, same old.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a local artist and help a charity at the same time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah, and it's fun because it's local, it's accountable. You can stop by any time and say, all right, what's my money doing around here? So it's cool.
That is amazing. And how long has that center been around?
Oh, mid 90s.
So quite some time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just grown. It's been cool.
Good. I hope that we're seeing some. I mean, we're not seeing; they're seeing us, kind of thing. But like on Facebook and stuff, some of the other, charities and nonprofits around that can also contact you to partner up with that, and also offer, joint resources and things, because I think that's always important. Nonprofits need to know nonprofits. They always have crossover to help and get people involved. So that's really cool.
Why do you say that? Because there's so much demand. Like every week, Jorge gets calls saying, "Can we help with your space?" And so we're in the beginning. We haven't started the capital campaign yet, although we'll take money. But we're starting on, all right, what's the design for an expansion? What are we going to do to get bigger so we can help more folks? So proud of that too.
Perfect. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Man, oh, I'm letting our time fly by. I didn't realize how long we just yibby yabbing. It's too good. It's too good. I guess I have to, get ready to let you go because you've already made me laugh, told us all the good stuff about real estate. But what I didn't do, because I got so excited to talk about you, Dan, is that I didn't say, what company are you with? How do we get hold of you? And all those kind of good things, because I'm sure you wouldn't mind if somebody needed a mortgage to get hold of you.
So knowing me, you will appreciate just how cheesy this is, but it's easy to remember. My website is mortgagedan.com, and I'm with Sente. Where is it? Sente Mortgage. Sente Mortgage, and the website's mortgagedan.com. On LinkedIn I've got all my contact information. So yeah, give me a call, and we're local. We don't have a bunch of checking account customers or advertising. It's just you have to know someone to get to me. And so your viewers know you. So give me a call. We'll take care of them.
Awesome. Awesome. And now I've got the secret code word to get to you. So we're all good. Right. Yeah. I can get you connected.
And I do have to point out, because I forgot she was back there until I looked at my thing over here. I have to introduce you to my friend here. One of our founders took this picture, and I don't know if you can tell, but that's a little Peruvian girl, and her finger is right up her nose. And so that's just a reminder to me not to take oneself too seriously. My friend Kenton shot that, and I ended up with it. And I'm very happy to have it there.
That's fantastic. I can't with you. I knew you were going to get me like I'm almost snorting. That's a mess.
A friend of mine who's a realtor says, Dan is not your father's mortgage banker. He's professional and knowledgeable, but he's going to meet you where you're at. And I always like that.
I like that too. I think that's wonderful. You are awesome. You are awesome. Jason, I knew he would love it. I'm telling you. Y'all two are going to have to just connect just because. That's fantastic. And all right, one more question. And can you do like mortgages all over Texas? Is that how that works?
Yes, I can do all over Texas. The company's in 4 or 5 other states.
Okay.
So who can do other states. Okay. But yeah, anywhere in Texas.
Nice. All right. All right. Well, I hope everybody reaches out to you. Be sure I will. Okay. I've got to make sure I do this right now before I let you go. And then We'll free up
Let
people's morning. Is
let me throw
mortgage,
one more thing out there for you.
huh?
Because let me throw one more thing out there. People get intimidated, like, oh, you're on Lena's show and you do this and you do that. The biggest mortgage I've done the last 2 years was $2.7 million. But the lowest one I did was $56,000. And both of those mortgages were huge to those clients. So don't worry about what the value is, what the price is. We'll take care of everybody because to you, it's a big deal.
Dun dun. I love that. Dan, you're the man. You make my day. I was so glad to have you. Will you come back sometime? We're just going to crack.
Yes, yes. How can I not hang out with you?
Awesome. Awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for joining that are out there. Who knows? All one of you. Jason, so happy to see you. And have a great day. Make sure you get your breakfast, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Thank you, Lena.